शतनयस्तद्धाम वृंदावनम रम्या काचिदुपासना व्रजवधू वर्गेण या कल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवतं प्रमाणममलं प्रेम कुमार्तो महान् श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभुर्मतमिदं तत्रादरः परः. Hare Krishna. We are into the last section of Bhagavad Gita. That's a very important section, just as Sthita Pragya section was there. So this section is also equally very important for the sadhakas especially. Arjuna uvacha atha kena prayukto yam papam charati purusha अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलादिव नियोजितः. Oh Krishna, what is that which induces one to dwell on sin, commit sin, although his desire is not there generally? Baladiva, as if by force. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kama Yesha Krodha Yesha Rajoguna Samudbhava Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyenam Ihvairinam. Iha, this is your enemy. That goes under the name of Kamaha. Another name for this synonym for this Kama is Krodha, and is produced from the ocean of Rajoguna, and it is all devouring. It will devour all your shame. If lust is triggered, how much shameless you can become. There is no limit. How many moral boundaries you break, how much good qualities it will eat away. There is no limit. Mahashano, all devouring. Any good quality of anyone, it will devour. Therefore, it is very some enemy. Mahapapma is greatly sinful. Engages one in sins which are unthinkable currently. But when once it is triggered, so therefore, this is enemy. It is covered everyone. There is no one who has left, who this enemy has left, but the degrees are different. Dhumena vriyate vahnir yathadarsho malena cha yatholvena vrto garbas tatha tene damavritam. As the fire is covered by the smoke, or the mirror is covered by the dust, or the embryo is covered by the womb. Therefore, lust covers everyone to different degrees. So, in someone may control it and properly handle it so that the covering can be reduced, or otherwise the covering can be increased also. There is equality for everyone, equal rights for all. There is no partiality or discrimination in this. If you handle it properly, then you will become less covered over. But if you don't handle it properly, it will become more covered over. Avritam jnanam etena jnanina nityavairina kamrupena kaunteya dushpurena analena cha. Avritam jnaninaha, living entities originally jnani, or he is wise. Avritam, it covers over the jnana of the jnani, and it is your eternal enemy. Very heavy words Lord Krishna uses. It does not kill you only in one lifetime. Next lifetime it will again be with you because of its very important characteristics, which will be just discussed in the next verse. It is your eternal enemy, Nitya Vairi. Kam Rupena, it is taken the form of Kamaha. Dushpurena, it's very difficult to surpass. Or Dushpurena, you cannot satisfy it. As you cannot satisfy fire by pouring fuel. If you keep on pouring ghee over fire, when the fire is going to get down? Never. Therefore, if you give in to this enemy, you think, let me surrender and then this calm will leave me. Sorry, sir. If you surrender to Kama, then it will devour you more and more. It will burn more. Therefore, you don't have to surrender to Kama. There is no option. You cannot become helpless. You have to fight. There is no other way around. If you don't fight, it will capture you and it will send you more and more down. In ordinary, it is said in the Mano Smriti that lust cannot be satisfied by any amount of sense enjoyment, just as the fire is never extinguished by a constant supply of fuel. In the material world, the center of all activities is sex, and thus this material world is called Methun Aga, or the cycles of sex life. So in the ordinary prison house, criminals are kept within bars. Similarly, the criminals who are disobedient to the laws of the Lord are shackled by sex life, because to enjoy, fulfill the lust, then it's fulfilled through the body, and therefore one is attached to getting, or whenever he is in a particular body, he is attached with this body, and when he dies, he again has a desire for that material body again. Therefore, he is imprisoned in the bodily concept of life till he has this. So this is a very important clue which Srila Prabhupada is giving, is that those who are disobedient to the laws of the Lord are shackled. That means how the easiest way to get out of this menace is that one has to start becoming obedient to the laws of the law. It's only because we are disobedient to the laws of the Lord that we are caught up in this predicament. And what to talk of getting out and following the laws of the Lord? Modern people are doing just the opposite, which Prabhupada is succinctly explaining in one line. Advancement of material civilization on the basis of sense gratification means increasing the duration of material existence of a living entity. We are advancing very fast, but Prabhupada is saying your advancement on the basis of sense gratification is that result is that you are increasing your stay in this material world. So advancement means like earlier people would work in the daytime, in the night time they would sleep. But now they have invented tube lights and 24-hour internet, so they can work 24 hours around the clock. But due to these screens, what has come is a very horrible, ugly form of karma has come up in these screens. And therefore, like Ajamil time, he went to the forest and then saw some obscene scene. And earlier people could do limited sinful activities. But nowadays, due to these screens, within 15 minutes, you can do so much activities that Ajamil would have taken 1,000 births to do. So much weird kinds of imaginations comes in the mind due to these screens. And it's so pity that any rascal, anyone with such a horrible mentality can post anything, and all over the world we are subscribing to the most degraded kind of mentalities. Therefore, advance of mental civilization is not a boon, it's actually a bane. Yeah. Transport industry and so earlier you would have to find like the loose woman, but nowadays you just give one call like that. So horrible. So therefore, the modern day advancement is not taking us out, but actually it is binding the soul more and more in the material world. So things have to be seen in the proper perspective. Therefore, this lust is the symbol of ignorance by which the living entity is kept within the material. Ignorance, so avidya, and if you are having lust, that means it's a definite sign that you are ignorant. How do I know I'm sleeping? Do you have lust? Yes, that means you're sleeping. Lust is the symbol of ignorance by which the living entity is kept within the material world. One more very striking thing Prabhupada is saying. While one enjoys sense gratification, it may be that there is some feeling of happiness, but actually that so-called feeling of happiness is the ultimate enemy of the sense enjoyment. Such a deadly enemy that it appears in the form of happiness. It appears that there is some happiness there, but it's just like a biscuit is kept for the rat. Rat says, oh, so freely available, so nice, so amazing. Some fool has just kept it for me, only to enjoy without paying any price. As soon as he goes little nearby some near distance of that biscuit, immediately that mouse trap closes, and then suddenly he awakes in a different reality altogether. After that, if you have seen this thing, right, although the biscuit is there, he's not able to enjoy the biscuit. He's just simply wondering, where I've been caught up. He's totally bewildered. Therefore, that's the whole point, that the so-called happiness which is promised by the sense objects, that is the greatest enemy. Just like they wanted to catch the rat, and therefore they put the biscuit just to catch him and make him suffer. Therefore, uh, so-called happiness which comes in the fulfillment of lust, that is actually the main enemy. So devotee means one who can see misery in happiness. So Lord Krishna goes ahead and tries to explain a little more detail. Indriyani mano buddhir asya adhisthanamuchyati etervimohiyatyesha jnanam avritya dehinam. So adhisthana is the place or the sitting place. So the enemy has captured the main points in the conditioned soul's setup. The conditioned soul machinery, the senses are captured by the enemy, the mind is captured, and the intelligence is captured. Asyaha, of this lust, adhishthanam, uchyate, it is said, Eite, by all these three, senses, mind, and intelligence, vimohayati, the lust bewilders. Whom? The poor soul. The lust bewilders the poor soul and covers the knowledge of that the poor, pure soul. You are parts of Krishna. You are very powerful. But somehow or other, the enemy has captured the strategic points. What is the meaning of bewilderment? Bewilderment means through three agencies, bewilders. Yes. So somebody may ask that, why it conquers so easily? Why I'm not able to defeat why is it such a great enemy? I can defeat Duryodhan. Yeah, you can defeat Duryodhan, but the lust is such a great enemy that it has captured your senses. It has captured your mind. Not only that, it has captured your intelligence also. Hare Krishna. So therefore, like, it's so easy for you to get defeated. You have no chance to win. You have very little chance to win. Therefore, anytime it can win over you very easily. Try to understand the seriousness of the attack. That's what is being told here. It's not that. Another point here is that sometimes people blame why this particular sense object is being dressed in a very provocative ways. I'm not at fault because of this particular sense object. She is not being dressed properly, and therefore I became captivated. No, Lord Krishna is saying lust is not there in the sense objects. Is there any word here which says that lust is in the sense objects? No. Lust is not in the sense objects. Lust is in the senses. And in the mind, your mind, both your intelligence, not the sense objects. Of course, sense objects do trigger, they trigger the lust, but actually lust resides in the senses, in the mind, and the intelligence. So therefore, if somebody does wrong, then he is to be punished. It's not that the sense object is to be punished. He is the culprit. He cannot say that I was, blame the victim. We cannot play that card. We only have to get punished for our wrongdoings. I cannot say like that. On the other hand, it's the responsibilities of the like opposite sex also to like dress in a modest way. Like, it's not only the blaming the males but also the females, because just like yes, we are not supposed to steal anyone's money. That's an illegal thing. But If somebody, puts his money outside his house and then says, is open for public display, and then saying, please don't steal my money. It belongs to me. That's a that's legal. That money belongs to you only. But it's not that you tempt others, that you go in a very dark alley, some subway, and then all 2,000 rupees notes, you have some notes you are bringing out from this pocket, some from the below pocket, and then you say nobody should steal my money. It's very illegal and it belongs to me. It's not a question of legal or illegal. It's such a common sense. If you have money, then you should keep it safely. So therefore, because of this wrong education, the Brahmanas are not there in the society. The headless society is there. Therefore, they are coming up with all so-called weird ideas of feminist. I don't know, feminist level 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So many weird ideas, and they have made it such a rights issue. But it's a very simple common sense issue. So the men should be controlled. Lust is there in everyone, not that it's only in the males. That females also do have lust, but only the form is different. The different kinds of lust. One lust is to enjoy, and another is to attract the other. Their idea is to attract the attention, but don't touch me. I want that adoration, that puja la pratishtha. Everyone should. Oh, so beauty has come. The Queen Universe, Miss Universe has come, but you should not touch me. That's not going to work like that. That's also your exhibition of lust. What you're so therefore, yeah. So both parties have to be careful about that, and also it's a very immediate. Okay, that will come later on. Asya adhisthana uchyate eter vimohyatyesha jnanam avritti dehinam. So, so it says here, great fortress and cities of this enemy. So this is a king. Lust is a king, and the cities of this king are, and the forts are senses, mind, and intelligence. And the sense objects are the provinces, the villages are the provinces for the cities, and the villages provide the supply for the cities. So nourish the cities. And so lust is ruling. So in that way, it is understood. Yeah. Bewilderment means that lust makes the jiva disinclined to knowing Atma and inclined to enjoy sensuality. Eter vimohyati. So when lust overcomes a living entity, that time what happens is he becomes disinterested in chanting the holy name. He becomes disinterested in hearing, coming to temple. What's the use in going to temple? He becomes disinterested in service to his guru, service to the Lord, service to the deities. He becomes disinterested. That means if you are having disinterest in doing spiritual activities, that means we should understand that enemy has captured my strategic points. I am not able to function in my natural way. It's not my natural thing to be disinterested from Krishna, but it's that enemy has captured me. I am under the control of the enemy. That's the point. And one mind rushes towards sense objects. That's another point here. So one may wonder, okay, senses is understood, senses are lusty, mind is lusty. How about that the intelligence is also, Lord Krishna is saying that intelligence also, I was supposed to get out of this whole material tabernacle by the use of my intelligence. But so Lord Krishna will explain ahead. Intelligence can also become material. So he quotes a verse, Srila Prabhupada, from the Srimad Bhagavatam 10:84-13. It's a very famous verse. Yasyatma buddhi kunape tridhatuke swadhik kalatrādishu bhauma ijjati yatirtha buddhi salilena karhichit janeshu vigyeshu sha eva gokharaha. Yasya atma buddhi, one's whose buddhi thinks I am body. Kunape tridhatuke swadhik, these are Kalatradishu, this is a wife and children, they are mine. Swadhi, mine. Bhaumajjadi, again, the word is gonna, these intelligent things are mine. Land is mine. Yat tirtha buddhi, going to tirtha or becoming purified means just going to Vrindavan, taking bath in Yamuna, just coming back. not meeting the devotees. Janeshu Abhigyeshu, one who does not meet this Abhigya Jan, he's like a donkey, or he's like a ass or a cow. Donkey. One time, there's a, that Lord's procession was going on, and that horse was not available. So one donkey was there. So they put the Lord on the donkey, and when the donkey was coming on the street, then everyone was going down. Everyone going down to the Lord, but somehow the donkey was thinking, yes, I am such an important person. Next day when the donkey came, then nobody was going down to him because that time Lord's procession was not going. Hey, why they're not respecting me? What happened to them? They have become crazy. So foolishly that donkey is thinking that he is getting the respect. He is not getting the respect. The respect is given to the Lord. So that donkey consciousness even may come. So like I have also become a pujari now. So sometimes in a pujari may get a go, hey, I am opening the altar. If I want, then these people can take the darshan of the Lord. Hey, you are offering, we will not offer to the Lord. You can come and you can take this. So all these kinds of donkey consciousness can come. And I have to be careful. I am simply a donkey. They people are offering respect to the Lord. Not artificial become so much proud, or cow like different perspective. One perspective, Krishna, cows are very dear to Krishna. But on the other hand, they're like in animal body, so animal thing is also there. So cow doesn't generally give milk. So they just bring the calf near and then they start giving milk. After that, you take the calf, still milk is coming. Or even if the calf is dead, they like just stuff some straw in the calf's skin and they look like calf is there and the calf is still giving the milk. So a donkey is simply carrying loads. So that intelligence also can become materialistic. So this is materialistic intelligence, or intelligence is covered by the materialism. Then the intelligence gives into the plan of the Lord. Sorry, intelligence gives into the plan of the mind. Prabhupada says, intelligently we should practice Krishna consciousness, but our problem is that we are accustomed to enjoying sense gratification intelligently. Intelligently we should practice Krishna consciousness, but our problem is that we are accustomed to enjoying sense gratification intelligently. So like sometimes the intelligence is bewildered and sometimes it is working correctly. Correctly means like a person is fearful of Maya and I should remain devoted to the association. I should put parental control and like that, save myself from the Maya. Sometimes when the mind overpowers, then he's thinking intelligently. He's thinking when I will get free time so that I can watch some wrong things. Intelligently trying to enjoy when nobody's seeing me, nobody can recognize. I will delete history and so on and so forth. So much, so many things. So the intelligence is working in a perverted way. It can when the mind overpowers the intelligence. तस्मात् त्वाम् इन्द्रियाण्यादौ नियम्य भरतर्षभः पाप्मानं प्रजह्येनं ज्ञान विज्ञान नाशनम्. Tasma, therefore, because this enemy has captured all your city points, very, very this thing, strategic points. In the beginning, start with controlling the senses. Although in the beginning, control the senses, niyamyaha, not control but regulate. Because in the previous chapter, in the Sthita Pragya section, Krishna said that if you try to control the senses, then tadasya harati pragya vayurnav evam. So not control but regulate. Papmanam prajahi, this enemy, which is the great symbol of sin or a great demon, Samachar is translated. Papmanam is the lust demon, Mr. Lust. Papmanam prajahi, just kill it. Don't do any compromise. Sometimes I would read that Parikshit Maharaj section. I would think, why did Parikshit Maharaj made a compromise with the Kali? Should have killed that fellow right in the spot. So lust, actually, you cannot leave the lust. You have to kill it. There is no other way. So, of course, Parikshit Maharaj knew the plan of the Lord that Kali Yuga's time has come and And he was also informed that just by chanting the holy name, he will be very simply delivered. So he spared the Kali, the lust was surrendered to him. But in our case, we should not leave this enemy. Even if it is begging pardon, oh, please, please, but only one time, I'm just your friend, only it's little happiness I'm giving you. No, no, no. Prajahiyanam, just kill it. And kill means it requires the fourth order. Not Sam, not Dam, not Bhed. It requires Dand. You, like somebody becomes shameless, he has to be beaten up. Thoroughly, he has to be beaten up. That is how they control the lust. Like in government also they control. Like if somebody does something wrong, they are saying he should be hanged. It has to be beaten up. So better to impose self-inflicting punishment, something like a mobile phone. If you tempt me again, I'll break you. One should have little that determination. If you just okay, you just do some samjhota and just peacefully, no problem. If one time wrong happened, no problem. I will control. Hey, don't play with that. Don't play with that. Some things are not to be played with. Don't play with fire. One time I was a little young, so when they cut the crops, after that crops become like rice or they become like very yellow in color. So that time they put fire to the field so that it becomes ash. So I put that fire, and that it was little bit bigger, becoming bigger. Immediately the parents say, hey, could be extinguished, otherwise, like when the serious wind comes, many crops can be destroyed. It becomes a big, massive fire. All around there are dry, this thing. Therefore, Prajahi, Lord Krishna's instruction is kill it. Jnana, Vijnana, Nashanam. It will kill whatever knowledge you have, like whatever scriptural knowledge you have gained till now, it will kill that Jnana. And it will also kill Vijnana. What is that Vijnana? Huh? It will kill the scientific understanding of Krishna consciousness which you have, or it will also kill the urge for scientific understanding. Like you will not feel like chanting when the lust is attacking you. You will not feel like taking shelter of devotees. You will not feel like reading Bhagavatam. You will not feel like coming to temple. You will not feel like doing devotional service. Therefore, first kill this enemy. If you don't kill this enemy, when this thought comes to your mind that I don't feel like chanting, it will be very difficult to come back. It will be very difficult to come back later on. Therefore, starting only in the beginning, start with controlling the senses. So the beginning has many meanings. One of the meaning is from the very early childhood, one should learn to control his senses. So therefore, somehow the Indian parents are very shy about this subject matter. But Grihasthas have a very great responsibility to train their children when they reach the age of puberty, around 10, 11, 12, that they should be very careful in dealing with the lust. They should not unnecessarily lose semen or become chaste. Both boys and girls should be trained up. Otherwise, that time so many hormones and chemicals secrete in the body, and they will acquire some impressions which will haunt them like ghosts their entire life. You also think over the times when you were very young, attaining puberty, if you did some not so good activities, those impressions haunt till now. Even after so late practicing Krishna consciousness for so many years, chanting the holy name, but somehow those impressions of the young age, they don't leave. Therefore, best is that if from the early childhood one is trained up, that's the responsibilities of the Grihasthas, train their children, not be shy. You should give proper education. Very important aspect. Very beginning, we have to regulate this. And another point Prabhupada says that from the time of understanding the urgency. So from the very beginning, so that Krishna consciousness, even a late beginner can become a lover of God. From any stage of life, or from the time of understanding, as soon as you understand this, controlling this lust is very urgent. You have to begin to regulate the sense. So why does not talk about the mind or the intelligence? Why not begin with the mind and intelligence? The next verse explains. Next verse says that conquering our mind and intelligence first is impossible because they are very difficult. Very difficult. Senses control means you just restrain for some time so that you get some time to fight the enemy back. Only sense control is not going to work. You just control senses sufficiently so that you get some time to fight the enemy. Just like you have tomorrow exam. If your phone is just nearby you and very tempting movies just release or something, some web series, some, if you have the facility so near, you're not able to consider them. You need some sense control to leave the phone some far distance so that you get some time to prepare for the exam. That's the meaning here of sense control. So Lord Krishna explains in this verse why sense control first. Indriyani paranyahur indriyebhya param manah manasastu para buddhir yo buddhe paratastu saha. So there is a hierarchy given. So the senses are superior to sense objects. The mind is superior to senses. The intelligence is superior to the mind. And you, the most important thing here is yo buddhi paratastu saha. You are the master of your senses, of your mind, and your intelligence. Don't come in inferiority complex. You can win. You are more powerful than the senses, mind, and the intelligence. You have that power. Just understand it. If you want, you can conquer lust. That's the point Lord Krishna is hinting here. Manasastu parabuddhir. Yo buddhe paratastu saha. You have more power than all of them. Senses have more power than sense objects or the body, because physical power is no matching compared to sensory power. The senses get attracted by the sense objects. They are deriving power from the soul. And then mind is, the intensity of the mind's power is thousands of times higher than the senses, because senses rush to sense objects with certain speed. Mind rushes to sense objects with thousands times fast. It's like even if your senses are closed, the eyes are closed, still the mind will be rushing. The mind rushes with the speed of the mind. Very difficult. You just see something for 1-2 seconds and the mind is dwelling on that for days together. Mind is more higher than the senses. Manasastu parabuddhir. So whatever the power of the mind is, but intelligence is superior than the mind. That point also you have to keep in mind, that intelligence can control the mind. You have certain times when your mind was willing to do certain things, but your intelligence controlled. Do you remember while walking on the road sometimes your mind said, let's go. But you said, no, 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 wait. Fast moving vehicle is coming. Or say in the college, you thought that teacher is boring me and let me give him a slap. But then you control yourself. Oh, just let me keep quiet. Sometimes in company, your boss is shouting at you, you rascal, you want to blow him, deal him a good blow, but your intelligence calms you down. Hey, no. Currently there is suffering, but if I give him a punch, the suffering will become more. I'll be laid off and then. So therefore, you have at times you have controlled the mind. The intelligence is superior to the mind, but you are like you say that you are that main person. If you are awakened, somehow you jeev jago, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you awake, if you awake, if you wake up, then nobody can stop you. Yes. Jivatma, which is the most powerful than all of them, can conquer lust. It is thus understood that it is not an impossible task to conquer lust. Lord Krishna told in very detail that the enemy is very big. Still, it is not impossible to control. So there's some hierarchy given here. And yes. So this is a regular hierarchy which should happen like that. Sense objects are there, and the senses are higher than sense objects, and senses are there. The sense objects, senses are higher than senses. Mind is still higher, intelligence is still higher, but you are the still higher, and of course, the Lord is the supreme highest. So, like In dealing with lust, physical strength cannot deal with lust because the senses are higher than the physical strength. Somebody may be very strong, bodily built up, but when his senses become agitated, he cannot stop himself by the power of physical strength. Mental strength is also not going to work because the enemy has captured the mind. So therefore, I will control with my mental strength. I'll not give in to lust. Oh, sorry, sir. Your mind is already conquered. So efforts to control the senses is going to fail. Efforts to control the mind is going to fail. Efforts to control the intelligence is also going to fail. I have intellectual strength. I am very much learned. I can naiti naiti I can do, and I know the difference between jada and chetan, and like that, body and soul. I know the difference. That knowledge is also not going to help you. Sorry, sir. Intelligence is also captured by this enemy. Yeah, if you go a little higher, if you go to the soul, and the surest way is to go to the super soul. If you approach the Lord, then there is every chance of success. So if you take up that upward connection, you will win. If on the other hand, if you do not take up a word connection, then you will give in and you will lose. Generally, hierarchy works like this. But if you are not connected above, then because less has captured intelligence, mind, and senses, the sense objects pull the senses pull the mind pulls the intelligence, and the poor soul goes in the ditch. He lands up in the material world. Therefore, please understand that we need some higher power, which is not material, because the clue was soul and the super soul. So, what we need is no amount of material efforts is going to conquer this enemy. That is the meaning of this saying. So, एवं बुद्धे पराम बुद्ध्वा संस्तभ्य आत्मना जहि शत्रुम महाबाहो काम रूपम दुरासदम. Evam buddhe, understanding this. What understanding? What this? Understanding evam buddhe, understanding that senses are low, mind is high, intelligence high, but you are above the senses, you are above the mind, you are the intelligence, and you have the Supreme Lord as your friend who is the highest. Evam buddhe param buddha. Understanding that you are beyond your intelligence, evam buddhe param buddha, superior to intelligence, sanstabhya atmanah. You engage your mind with your intelligence in the soul. Understanding that I am superior to body, mind, and intelligence, with your intelligence, you apply the mind in devotional service to the Lord. And by the power of applying the mind in the Supreme Lord, Jahi Shatrum Mahabaho, kill it, conquer it. Kama Rupam Durasadam. It's not so easy enemy. So the only point which Gita is giving here is that you have to come to the spiritual platform if at all you want to conquer this enemy of lust. So if you are only sticking on the material platform, please, devotees, understand that you are in a great risk. Sometimes devotees come to me and say that, Prabhuji, that old tendencies are coming back again. I was earlier practicing wherever I was in voice, so it was practice going on nice. But when I passed out and I have that old tendencies in the childhood, they are coming back again. So the reason is that you have slackened your spiritual practices. What to talk of you, my dear Prabhu? Even Bharat Maharaj, who had reached the stage of bhava, he was crying in ecstasy for the Supreme Lord. As soon as he decreased his spiritual practices, immediately lust overcame. So the lust is not that power, but the neglect is causing the problem. We need to hold on very tightly to the spiritual life. We need to hold on very tightly to the chanting of the holy name. Please don't make it lax. Please don't dilute the volume. Please don't make book reading lax. Please don't make association of the devotees, services which you render, giving time to the Lord. Please don't make things lax, otherwise the lust will again overpower you. Back to the square one, and then there is no एवं बुद्धि पराम बुद्ध्वा संस्तभ्यात्मना आत्मना जहि शत्रु महाबाहो काम रूपम दुरासदम. Prabhupada gives the clues here. Desire for overloading and for sense gratification is the greatest enemy of the condition. So the lust comes in two ways. First is the desire for sense gratification, which you known as gross lust. Second is desire for overloading. That is called subtle lust. Puja, la, pratishtha, ego. They should respect me. They should talk with me politely. People should adore me. They should say, Prabhu, you are so great. I should be the best. That is overloading and for sense gratification. But by the strength of Krishna consciousness, one can control the material senses, the mind, and the intelligence. He must be trained up in Krishna consciousness by higher intelligence. This verse concludes the topic. Understand the Jivatma is superior to the intelligence. Understanding that it is separate from all coverings. Destroy the unconquerable lust by being firm in the self by the self. One warning also Prabhupada gives in the last verse, second last. Even though the soul is the master of the intelligent mind, sense also is still, unless it is strengthened by association. If you do not strengthen the soul, you don't build the soul's muscles with Krishna and Krishna consciousness, there is every chance of falling down due to the agitated mind. So therefore spiritual life is called a very serious business. Surasya dhara uttishta prapt uttishtataha, jagrata uttishtata jagrata prapyavana nibodhitaha surasya dhara nistaduratya durgam patastat kavayo vadanti. The sages say that it's a difficult path because anytime there is risk of going down, because if we become little lax, little inattentive, or little lazy, little not serious at any stage of life, there can be accident. There can be accident. There have been accidents with the voice devotees. There have been accidents with the passive devotees, with the yellow brigade, with the white brigade, with the red brigade, with the dund. In the stage of sannyas also there have been accidents, and they will again happen. Again and again they will happen, and we need to be careful about it. Thank you so much, dear devotees, for a valuable time. I'm very thankful to all of you for giving me this valuable opportunity to read the Gita in more detail. And to tell you frankly, this time I understood Gita much better way. I have attended Bhakti Shastri 1-2 times, but when all of you gave me this opportunity that to share with you some Krishna consciousness, I got greatly benefit. I don't know whether you got the benefit or not, but I'm very happy this course that I really got seriously benefit in last 3-4 months. Whatever time with you were there, it was very nice. I'm very grateful to all of you for giving me this opportunity to speak about Krishna. But this time you were just somehow you tolerated me. After me, there are so great speakers and so nice devotees, and you will really relish. Please carry on. Don't think that first presentation was wrong or not proper. So I had also will be there. Next is a great speaker, Kushal Govinpur, is going to take classes from tomorrow. Thank you so much for a valuable time and being there, very sincerely asking questions and trying to learn. By seeing your enthusiasm, I was also enthusiastic to learn this Gita more deeply. Please pray for me. I can also practice, and I am also a affected victim of the lust, and we all are fighting the battle together. So we end here. If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, from tomorrow, the fourth chapter will start, and Koshi is going to take the class. Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to ask any question? Okay, thank you. So we shall end here. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पद्मनाभं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Irala. Yes.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु. Thank you
Can
very
you
much
show?
प्रभु जी. आपने बहुत
Can you
अच्छे से
show your
explain किया
face?
प्रभु. प्रभु
Please
जी, I
give a
am in the
person.
bus प्रभु जी. I am returning प्रभु जी.
Okay.
तो प्रभु जी, ये एक चीज पूछना था प्रभु जी. आपने बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया. समटाइम्स प्रभु जी क्या होता था कि हम लोग ऐसे ही चलते फिरते कभी कभी वो इमरजेंसी में करना पड़ता था। तो प्रभु जी ये मैं हमेशा सोचता था नोट्स बनाने के लिए, तो अभी तक वो हो नहीं पाया, और उतना माइंड में घुसता भी नहीं जब ऐसे सिचुएशन में रहते हैं। तो प्रभु जी आप थोड़ा सा कुछ बताएंगे, गाइड करेंगे नोट्स वगैरह के लिए, या फिर ऐसे सिचुएशन में रहें तो उसको कैसे कर सकते हैं प्रभु जी? क्योंकि भक्ति शास्त्री मतलब उसमें बहुत ही डीपली हमें पढ़ना पड़ेगा। तो कुछ थोड़ा सा आप आशीर्वाद वचन बताएंगे मुझे।
प्रभु जी अगर आप अभी करंटली बस में हैं तो जब आप बस में नहीं रहते हैं, फ्री टाइम रहता है, तब आप उसको दोबारा देख सकते हैं। लाइक द टेक्नोलॉजी इज देयर, रिकॉर्डिंग्स आर अवेलेबल, यू कैन गो थ्रू दैट। बट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, अगर आपके मन में ये स्पिरिचुअल नॉलेज नहीं घुसेगा तो फिर कुछ और घुस जाएगा, जिसके बारे में हम सेशन में चर्चा कर रहे थे, और फिर आपका जीवन बहुत दुखी हो जाएगा। आपके और मेरे भले के लिए कि स्पिरिचुअल नॉलेज है उसको कैसे तो करके, तस्माद केने भी उपाय न मना कृष्ण निवेश, उस तो उपाय से जैसा भी हमको जमे, हमको कृष्ण को मन में डालना ही पड़ेगा, इसका कोई और तरीका नहीं प्रभु जी। अगर आपके मन में कृष्ण नहीं है तो फिर कुछ और चला जाएगा। उसको काम वासना कहते हैं। तीसरा ऑप्शन नहीं है हमारे पास। भगवान ने ऐसे सेटअप क्यों किया? ताकि हम सीरियस बन जाए। तभी तो मजा आया, तभी तो रोमांच है। रोमांच कंपा विल कम आइदर इन स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ और इन different way, but romance Kampa will surely come. Yes. Okay. Thank
प्रभु
you.
जी कुछ नोट्स वगैरह का बता दीजिए प्रभु जी, नोट्स बनाते रहना क्या प्रभु जी?
Like if it helps you, you can make. Certainly, जो आप लिखते हैं ना, जब जर्नल लिखते हैं या कंटेम्पलेशन लिखते हैं, तो जो माइंड और इंटेलिजेंस है बहुत सीरियलाइज हो जाता है। वो जो थॉट प्रोसेस है उसको सीरियलाइज करने के लिए नोट्स होते हैं। यू कैन डू दैट, वेरी नाइस। अगर आपको अच्छा लगता है वो तो और अच्छा है। बट अब सबका अलग अलग है, किसी किसी को याद भी रहता है, ऐसा कंपलसरी नहीं है। बट एक बहुत हेल्पफुल टूल जरूर है। जैसे कभी कभी कोई लोग बहुत दुखी होते हैं और बहुत इमोशंस उनके हैवी रहते हैं, हम कहते हैं प्रभु जी आप थोड़ा लिखो, राइट इट डाउन। लिखने के बाद आते कुछ मैं बहुत शांत हो गया। इट हेल्प्स एक्चुअली, वॉमिट आउट, बाहर निकालो। अंदर ही अंदर वो दबा दोगे प्रेशर कुकर में, तो फिर अंदर ही अंदर ब्लास्ट होने का चांस, होने का चांस नहीं हो जाता। तो इसलिए नोट्स अगर आप बनाएंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा, आपका स्टडी में और हेल्प करेगी।
थैंक यू सो मच प्रभु
ओके।
जी। यस।
थैंक यू। प्रभुपाद की जय।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees. Some announcement is there. Uh, आज आप लोग को एक लिंक मिलेगा गूगल फॉर्म का. यू कैन सबमिट योर ओपन बुक टेस्ट टुडे ओनली. मीन्स लास्ट डेट इज till 27, but today you will get one link, and from today only you can start submitting your open book test answers. And for closed book test, it will be on Saturday and Sunday. This Saturday, Sunday, mostly 26, 27. So you will get one form for filling that when you want to give the test, either on Saturday or Sunday. Accordingly, you will get a test, close book test. Okay. तो इस सैटरडे संडे को आपको फॉर्म मिलेगा. मीन्स फॉर्म तो मिल जाएगा, और सैटरडे संडे जब भी आप फ्री होंगे आप उसमें फिल कर सकते हैं. उसी के अकॉर्डिंग आपका टेस्ट होगा, क्लोज बुक टेस्ट. और ओपन बुक टेस्ट की लास्ट डेट है सबमिशन की 27, दिस 27. एंड आपको लिंक आज मिल जाएगा. हरे कृष्णा. और जो मैं बुक है, मैनुअल है भक्ति शास्त्री के, उसमें सारे डिटेल्स दिए हुए हैं ओपन बुक टेस्ट कैसे लिखना है, और क्लोज बुक टेस्ट में कौन से क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं और कैसे क्वेश्चंस रहेंगे, सारे डिटेल्स उसमें दिए हैं. उसको देख के प्रिपेयर कर सकते हैं. हरे कृष्णा.